Hey everyone, Shabby Gamer here, and welcome back to our next episode of the SWE Universe Mode. We are back to raise some mayhem. 2 episodes of mayhem left, including this one, until we hit our massive Shabby Mania pay-per-view. And which guys are going to get... Cut! I don't know what the hell I was trying to say there. I've got no idea. It's very early in the morning. I've only just got up and I'm trying to record. It's not working very well. We're going to start things off here this evening, though, with a match between Malenko and Michael Elgin. And here we go. I'm looking forward to this match, actually. It looks like it's going to be a real good one. 2 guys with very similar style. Of course, Malenko more of the lighter cruiserweight style of this, but Michael Elgin is the more... Was it the more current, strong style, I suppose, if you look at it? I'm a massive fan of Michael Elgin. I'm a little bit disappointed how he's not really... He's not really done too well here in SWE, has he? But... He's not really done... He's never really been the guy that's been linked with WWE a lot and stuff like that. And I don't know why, because I feel like he's a real good top-class wrestler, and he's got the look that WWE would probably like. He's got the strength. He's got everything they'll probably like. And it's the same with Brian Cage. I can only imagine that Brian Cage must have done something before when he left WWE. Because, of course, he was in FCW. He was part of the developmental there. So I can only imagine something happened there. But yeah, it's a weird one. It really is a weird one. I don't know. I suppose WWE can't sign them all. They have to make their choices, don't they? Of course, they recently signed that Donovan Dijak, didn't they? Who is he, 6'7"? I've not seen anything of Donovan Dijak, but as far as I'm aware, from the 3 days Battle of Los Angeles pay-per-view, that was the Donovan Dijak versus Keith Lee, I think it might have been. That was the match that got the highest match rating by Meltzer, so I'm assuming he's a lot better than... The thing is, you look at a 6'4" guy, and you think to yourself, he's probably a 6'7", sorry, guy. You think to yourself, he's probably not going to be that athletic. He's going to be big. He's going to be strong. It's going to be a slow match. And I don't know if that's the case. I've never seen him wrestle before, to be honest with you. But I feel like there's a bit more to him than what we expect. And it'd be interesting to see what happens if he does get his kick in NXT straight away. Which he might do. I don't know how old he is. Yeah, I don't know how old he is, but you never know. As Malenko taking early control here over Michael Elgin. Is Elgin planned in? Elgin is planned in at Shabby Mania at the moment for a Fatal 4-Way match, which would be pretty interesting. But, of course, tonight we're going to find out not only our tag team #1 contenders. That's to be our next match. It's going to be the American Wolves taking on a surprise that PJ Toby set up for us. That'd be interesting to see. A main event here this evening is going to be another Fatal 4-Way. Of course, last week we saw Jake the Snake Roberts win a Fatal 4-Way ladder match. Tonight we've got Guerrero versus Jericho versus Mysterio versus Sami Callihan. The winner of that one will join Jake Roberts and, of course, Sting in a triple threat match for the television championship at Shabby Mania. On top of that, we've also got Goldberg taking on Booker T. We've got Stone Cold Steve Austin taking on the worst wrestler in history, JBL. Can't stand him. It's freaking awful. It really is. The reason I stopped watching wrestling in the noughties for such a long time was because JBL was the main eventer. And shows dedicated around JBL is just not what I'm interested in, to be honest with you. And I'm so glad that he's left the commentary on SmackDown now as well. Elgin, big German suplex right in the middle of the ring on Malenko. And Elgin now starting to turn the screw a little bit on Malenko. It's the alley-oop style suplex. Elgin bringing Malenko up right at the knee in the face. And Malenko fighting back there with a boot in the face of Elgin. There's the snapmare. And brings him up into the reverse Bloody Sunday. Malenko now heading up to the middle rope. Like I said, Malenko probably a little bit more agile than Elgin. Malenko's the guy who will potentially go high risk. Of course, he's worked extensively in his WCW days alongside the likes of Rey Mysterio, Ultimo Dragon, Juventud, Psychosis, a lot of those sort of guys. Elbow in the gut there by Malenko on Elgin. Elgin fighting back there, catching Malenko with a snapman and a big knee strike across the back. Brings Malenko back up. That's the right jab, another right hook. Malenko now getting taken up by Elgin. Holds him there, lets him think about it. The strength of Michael Elgin is incredible. There's the vertical suplex on Malenko. Elgin trying to bring Malenko up. Malenko catching Elgin with the arm drag. Now Malenko trying to turn this one around. There's a suplex. Malenko just taking a second to rest. He's taking a lot of damage. No, Elgin fighting back. There's a shoulder block. Elgin deadlifts Malenko up into a powerbomb as well. Elgin really starting to turn the screw now. Malenko keeps getting these little bits. He keeps turning it around for a brief period of time, but he just can't seem to get any longevity in his offense. So Malenko dropping the outside. This is... I don't know why Malenko's got a steel chair for. Oh, Malenko just attacking Elgin with a chair and just bailing straight away. Malenko obviously doesn't think he can win this one. And Malenko's out of here. Malenko attacks Elgin with a chair and he is out of here. And here we go. Then we're coming into our Tag Team Championship #1 contendership match. So we know the American Wolves are in here. We saw last week they had a little bit of tension when they lost to Dynasty, and PJ Tovey wants to try and rectify that. He doesn't want to lose such a big tag team as the American Wolves, so he's trying to get them on the same page by giving them the opportunity here to fight for the #1 contenderships to the Mayhem Tag Team Champions. Of course, the Hardys, who will be defending those belts at Shabby Mania in a couple of weeks' time. So it looks like the two guys are back on track here. They're acting quite well towards each other. It looks like another day at the office. Last week must have just been a little bit of stress between the two of them. And the big surprise that PJ Tovey has in store for us is the debut of the Legion of Doom. The Legion of Doom, then. Joining the Mayhem roster. Very late to join the Mayhem roster, but with a tag team like this, you can't say no, really, can you? And it's a bit disappointing how we haven't had them in there already, to be honest. And I feel like in 2K18, these two guys will definitely be a team that is utilised very early on. And then again, if they win this and win the championships, we'll have to use them. They'll be the tag team champions for Mayhem. So, yeah, this is going to be interesting. Yeah, I think we'll definitely use these guys in 2K18, especially with the introduction of Paul Ellering as the manager of Authors of Pain. He can also manage these guys as well. Debuts of the Road Warriors as they take on the American Wolves, trying to get back on track really after some poor performances and a little bit of tension last week. And we are underway. Sidewalk slam there by Animal straight away on Davey Richards, and a boot in the back as well. Slamming the arm of Richards into the mat. And again now slamming the arm into the mat as well. And Animal taking some early advantage here. Trying to work over Davey Richards as much as he possibly can. Trying to sort this damage early. Trying to take early advantage as well, because it's a match. It's a real big match here for Legion of Doom. We don't know what their ring rust is like. They've not wrestled at all in SWE. This is their first ever appearance. Are they going to have ring rust? Doesn't look like it at the moment, does it? Animal's dominating Davey Richards here. Big running shoulder block. David Richards barely got off the ground so far this match. Animal's just demolished him. There's an early pin. 1, 2. But David Richards comes in and breaks it up. And Animal just forcing Richards away. And a big boot in his gut as well. And Animal's now demolishing both members of the American Wolves. It is not looking good here for the Wolves, is it? Not looking good at all. Okay, that looked like a Superman punch. I hate even saying that phrase. It is the worst move in history. I've taken off Roman Reigns on this game, by the way. David Richards just not even able to fight back here, is he? Needs to get on his feet. He needs to make the tag as soon as he can to David Richards. Or to Eddie Edwards, should I say. Running shoulder block there by Animal. Now lining David Richards up. Takes him up into the sit-out. Powerbomb. 1, 2. Oh, and David Richards gets saved there by Eddie Edwards with a big boot in the back of Animal. And then Animal again just forcing Eddie Edwards down. David Richards now with the arm breaker. Eddie Edwards needs to get out of the ring. He can't get tagged in if he's in the ring. David Richards, why are you taunting? You've got 1 attack in all match. And you start taunting. That's stupid. He needs to make the tag. He's desperate to make this bloody tag. He has to. Otherwise, he's going to get demolished here. He's already getting demolished here. David Richards gets caught once again with that sit-out powerbomb, but it's right in front of Eddie Edwards, who breaks the pin again straight away. Davey needs to make the tag. He's in desperate trouble here. If it wasn't for Eddie, this match would have been over a long time ago. Hurricanrana by David Richards. He just needs to make the tag. But he's deciding against the tag at this point in time. Richards now just compressing the head of Animal. David Richards going for the tag. And Eddie Edwards has dropped off the apron. Eddie's not interested here, and Eddie's leaving the arena. This is looking bad for the American Wolves here. So here we go then. Looks like we've come into a 2-on-1 handicap match now, and I don't even know what would happen here. If David Richards wins, and they get the position at Shabby Mania for the Tag Team Championships here, then what happens? It looks like American Alpha. It looks like the American Wolves are no longer as a tag team, so maybe David Richards would get to pick a new partner or what. But then again, it's very optimistic to think that David Richards can defeat such an amazing tag team like the Legion of Doom on his own. Crazy, really. Here we see. I don't think that hypothetical is much point in talking about, is there, at this point in time? Hawk here in control of Davey Richards. There's the tag. And Hawk now just sending Animal right into the corner. Big clothesline. I'm a little bit annoyed with myself, really, for not bringing the Legion of Doom in a little bit earlier. It's a team that I've always liked, and I feel like it's a team that will definitely be around in 2K18. Well, if they win the Tag Team Championships, of course, they'll have to be around in 2K18. And especially with the addition of Paul Ellering as a manager on the game as well, it means that maybe he could pull a bit of double duty of Paul Ellering, manage the Legion of Doom as well as, of course, the Authors of Pain as well. Big boot in the back of the leg there. I don't know why the Legion of Doom are not on the game, to be honest. They are quite a legendary tag team. We've not got many legendary tag teams around. We've got the Von Erichs. And, of course, we have the Freebirds. I should imagine we'll get the Rock and Roll Express as part of the DLC on 2K18 as well, because their induction to the Hall of Fame. So possibly another tag team as well will be part of that. Maybe even the Legion of Doom, I don't know. Be interesting to see who is who is part of that. I don't know when we'll know the DLC. I don't know if it's going to be this week, maybe. I don't know. They've completed the roster reveal now, which is a little bit annoying because there are some people missing. And I will be doing an episode of Shabby Talk tomorrow on the full roster reveal. I'll just give my opinions on the people that are there, the people that aren't, and that sort of thing. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see who we do get DLC-wise. I'm assuming there's definitely going to be a UK DLC, which I think 2K have really conned us. But like I said, I'll talk about it a bit more tomorrow, but conning us really bad with the UK and the Hardy Boys and Almas and McIntyre and Aleister Black. I reckon they've conned us good and proper with that to try and get the money out of people. And I don't necessarily mind paying the extra money. It's annoying. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's really annoying to get the DLC characters, but I just don't want to have to wait until bloody January to get half our roster. It's frustrating, isn't it? There we go. But Animal now lining up. Davey Richards takes him up. There's the sit-out powerbomb for the pin. 1, 2, and the Legion of Doom are going to Shabby Mania to face off against the Hardy Boys for the Mayhem Tag Team Championships. It was what we expected, really, when Eddie Edwards abandoned his tag team partner Davey Richards. It was likely it was going to happen, wasn't it? It really was likely that was going to happen. Yeah, it's a shame. Well, it's a shame for American Alpha. It's a real good result here for Legion of Doom. On their debut, surprise debut, they end up getting themselves an opportunity to fight for the Tag Team Championships at our massive finale pay-per-view, Shabby Mania. So there we go. The Legion of Doom, the Road Warriors, whatever you want to call them, are victorious. But what will happen here now, moving forward for the American Wolves? Eddie Edwards seems to have made his opinion very clear that he sees no future for that tag team. And here we go for our next match then. It is going to be JBL taking on Stone Cold Steve Austin. Here we go. Now, I'm going to hope that... Yeah, I'm going to hope that this goes one way because I really don't want it to go the other way, to be honest, in all fairness. Yeah, I'm not a fan of JBL. I think this is the first time that JBL is getting TV time in this entire game. Myself and PJ Toby, as you can probably tell, are not big fans of this guy. And, yeah, I don't know. I don't freaking know. He's just crap, isn't he? Although I do have plans for him for 2K18, believe it or not. I can't stand the guy, but I have plans for him. So we are going to look at utilising that if we can. But yeah, let's just... Oh, it's raining money. I'll tell you what. This should be bloody Okada's entrance, shouldn't it? See, if we'd actually used him, we would have seen that it rains money when JBL makes his entrance. So this should be Okada's entrance. Apart from the hat. I should have paid more attention, shouldn't I, really? This would suit Okada, I think. It doesn't really matter now. Like, we're right at the end of the universe mode. It doesn't really matter now, does it? But, okay. At least we know what we're doing. We'll have to keep an eye on that for 2K18. And here we go, then. Stone Cold Steve Austin. This, hopefully, is going to go one way. Because Austin is looking pretty strong as well. And there is rumours. Seth, of course, got himself a shot at the championship last week. But PJ Toby loves to... he loves to create a little bit of discontent here and there, you know. And I feel like that might not be the end of the story with Seth getting that shot. Seth might have got the shot, but doesn't necessarily mean that Seth is the only one to get that championship shot. So, of course, Matanza will be defending his belt at Shabby Mania. Seth is guaranteed a chance. And who knows, a victory here for Stone Cold. And he might be able to work his way into whatever plans PJ Toby has as well. I feel like those plans might end up being announced next week at some point. at the next episode of Mayhem, which is next Monday. It is next Monday, next Tuesday, sorry. As straight away, JBL taking Austin down. I'll tell you what, if JBL won here, that would be the biggest shitstorm I've ever seen in SWE in my entire life. JBL sidewalk slam on Stone Cold Steve Austin. Please don't do this, JBL. Nobody likes you. Nobody in their right mind likes you, JBL. JBL backing away into the corner. I think Austin went for a Fez press and JBL just caught him in that DDT. How is JBL doing so well in this one? JBL has had a few dark matches. I wonder if he's built up a lot of momentum. Talking of dark matches, we got a couple here this evening. The Ultimate Warrior defeated Tatanka. And Tommy End, or Aleister Black, whatever you want to call him, defeated Goldust one-on-one. I feel like Aleister Black is going to be more of a solo guy next year. I think we'll definitely use him as more of a solo guy. He's been one of the first cores we can get hold of, I should imagine. I feel like using him as a higher rated guy, I think, is definitely a way forward. Austin then with the head scissors elbows right in the forehead of JBL. And a big kick in the back as well. Went for another knee in the spine, but JBL rolled out the way. But Austin catches him, thankfully enough. I don't know what that was. It was a little bit glitchy, that was, wasn't it? Wasn't the best looking maneuver. Another knee in the spine there by Austin, then on JBL. There's the pin. 1, 2. Only a 2 count. Austin, another knee in the spine of JBL. And there's the Fez press. JBL finally starting to falter here. Austin taking control. Austin brings Jubble back up to his feet. Good old Jubble. But Jubble's back up now as well. Jubble's in control. I prefer the Acolytes. I quite like the Acolytes. Not a fan of JBL. See, that'd be the one thing that I'd like to use them better for. And I'm still undecided with the whole thing me and Peach have been going to do with variants of the same person. I feel like, I don't know, what's your opinions on this? I don't really want to use different ages of someone. So there's like Undertaker 98, Undertaker 2004, I'm making up random years. Then would only use one Undertaker. But in the likes of Mick Foley, with Cactus Jack, Dude Love, and Mankind, I feel like we'd use all of those because they're different characters. Same with Matanza and Jeff Cobb. I feel like we can use both of those because they're different characters, even though they're the same person. Ricochet and Prince Puma, the same sort of thing, really. Austin got the win! Hooray! Oh, I'll tell you what, I was terrified. I really was there. With some of the dodgy results we've had over recent years, I was terrified at what we're going to have here. But Austin did come off victorious. Oh, I don't know, what did he get a stunner? I don't think he didn't even stun him. It was just a weird finish that was, wasn't it, really? That just shows how bad JBL is, doesn't it? JBL was awful. But Austin is victorious. Austin's got a bit of momentum, and I'm sure PJ Toby is watching this. And it'd be interesting to see what sort of reaction Austin gets. Like I said, PJ Toby still in the mind of trying to excite things at Shabby Mania. We know Seth's guaranteed a chance at Matanza. I'm pretty sure Seth probably doesn't want a one-on-one Matanza, really. That sounds like a dangerous thing to have, but yeah, I'm sure next week PJ Toby will have some good information for us. And here we go, another quite an interesting match, this one. Booker T takes on Goldberg in I was going to say WCW Classic, but I don't think it was a really classic, was it? But WCW style match anyway. Oh, I love these matches where both people are on the game because the loading screens are so quick. That's the best thing about 2K18. is going to be there's so many people on the game, it's going to speed the loading screens up a lot, I think, which would be great. Can you dig it, sucker? Because when, this is how long the loading screens take, right? The loading screen for the Wolves versus Legion of Doom, while that was loading, I managed to get all my washing out of the washing machine and put it up on the dryer. That's how long that loading screen was. It was a good 3 or 4 minutes. Shocking, really, isn't it? Absolutely shocking. But Booker T is here, and we don't know what to do with Booker T next year either, really. There has been discussions about Stevie Ray and bringing back Harlem Heat as a tag team. That's a possibility. What else could we do? Book Dust. Be interesting. I don't mind Booker T. I've never really been a big fan of Booker T, to be honest. I've never really seen him as a main eventer. Maybe upper mid card is more his place. Of course, he is a former television champion here on Mayhem. In Season 1, he won the television championship. So it'd be interesting to see if he can pull that off again. Good old Booker T, eh? Of course, now doing really well with his training school. There's a lot of people in NXT that have come through Booker T's training school. My computer's really struggling here. It's really lagging out. Right, get rid of you. I see. Lots of dodgy pop-ups. And here comes the man, the myth, the legend. Oh, crap. I've only going to press the wrong button, haven't I? I've lost my screen. What's going on? I can imagine it's still just Goldberg's entrance, isn't it? That's pretty slow and long going, isn't it? I can hear it. I really preferred his did he have different music? I think he did, didn't he? Did he have different music for WCW and WWE? I can't remember now, you know. I think he did. I think his WCW music was a bit more... His WWE music was a bit more slow, and I might be completely wrong here. My mind is telling me yes. My body... Yeah. Oh god, I don't even know what I'm talking about half the time. I really don't. So Goldberg versus Booker T, another interesting match. Whether this will have any bearing on the future championship matches at Shabby Mania, we don't honestly know. But PJ2 must have put these matches together for a reason. That's all I can say. Goldberg versus Booker T. Austin. And we've got a women's versus Trish Stratus versus Mickie James. The winner of that one will go on to face off against Sasha Banks at Shabby Mania. As Goldberg straight away in control of this match over Booker T. Now, of course, Goldberg doesn't last very long. He's like a teenage boy. Bless. He's done pretty much. He's done a bit better here in this game, I must admit. In real life, he should have done that run last year, in my opinion. That whole thing. Don't get me wrong, the match at WrestleMania was the best match the two of them had, but it was still pretty piss poor in my opinion. It was just boring. And Goldberg for me killed Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens was having such a good run as the champion, and that stupid match against Goldberg at Fastlane, just because they were desperate to get the belt into that Goldberg versus Lesnar match. That was diabolical. Stupid idea. And I don't think Owens has ever really recovered from that, has he really? He's been fighting out for the United States Championship for quite some time, but I feel like he should be higher than that. He should be fighting for the SmackDown Championship, and maybe he will be soon. Actually, I think in the moment he's going to be fighting against Shane McMahon at Hell in a Cell, isn't he, by the looks of it? Which he has to win. You cannot lose to Shane O'Mac. As Booker T in firm control of this match. Until Goldberg gets back up and takes control, you know. Goldberg taking Booker up into a scoop slam. And there's a big elbow to the shoulder of Booker T. I was a massive Goldberg fan. I really was in his original run. However, since he had that return last year, I've really gone off him. And it's a shame. It's a bit like what they say about ruining your legacy. And for me, Goldberg's done that a bit. I used to really, really like Goldberg, and now I'm very indifferent about him. Like, if it wasn't for his previous run in WWE, I probably would have used him a bit better in this universe mode. Of course, he's not my control, it's PJ Toby's control here at the moment, but I possibly would have used him a little bit better. Oh no, he was on my roster, wasn't he? I think I swapped him. Did I swap him for Shawn Michaels? I might have swapped him for Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels. Of course, we've got the click over on Throwdown now. Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Diesel and Razor Ramon. Or Kevin Nash and Scott Hall, whichever you want to call it. Booker T now bringing Goldberg back up, but Goldberg playing possum, catching Booker with the arm breaker. Booker now sent into the corner. Hoisted it up onto that top. But Booker fighting back into a dropkick on Goldberg. And now a leg breaker. Just sort of hyperextending that leg into the massive spine buster by Booker T. There's no way Booker T is going to beat Goldberg here, surely. There's no way Booker T is going to beat Goldberg. Oh my god, it's the bookend. Booker T with the bookend on Goldberg. There's the pin. 1, 2... And Goldberg kicks out. Thank God for that. Again, I'm not pulling for anyone. As I always say, I let the game do whatever it wants to do. I never re-record the match unless it's down to a massive glitch or a massive problem somewhere in the system. So yeah, we do let the game run very much and do what it wants to do. But I really want Goldberg to win this over Booker T. Just for then again, it probably isn't out there. Both these guys were probably level. Well, I don't know. Booker T might even be better off than Goldberg, really, because Booker T was a 5-time champion. I don't know how many times Goldberg won the championship. I think he was kept away for the belt for a long time in WCW, wasn't he? Yeah, I think he was kept away for a long time as Goldberg now stalking Booker T. Spear. Didn't really get a lot to run up on that spear, did he? But there's the pin by Goldberg. 1, 2. Only a 2 count by Goldberg on Booker T. But I'm sure Goldberg's got something else in his locker. Wherever there's a spear, we're not far away from the jackhammer. Jackhammer. The suplex splash style move gets Goldberg the victory here over Booker T. Things are going pretty well tonight, actually. A very interesting opening match. That Malenko Elgin match was very interesting. The end in that one, with the intentional disqualification by D Malenko. It was a bit strange, wasn't it? But there you go. We're seeing the debut of the Legion of Doom, becoming the new Tag Team Championship #1 contender. So Legion of Doom versus the Hardys at Shabby Mania is going to happen. The Hardys, of course, have held the belts since halfway through Season 1 of the Universe Mode. And they've got a chance to hold them for the entirety of Season 2 as well, if they get that victory over the Legion of Doom at Shabby Mania. A win for Austin and a win for Goldberg here this evening. And I can just hear the cogs, even though I'm 100 miles away, I can hear the cogs in PJ Toby's mind turning now. What has that man got planned for us at Shabby Mania? What does he have planned at Shabby Mania? I'm sure we'll find out next week. But Goldberg victorious here over Booker T. Tell you what, Goldberg versus Matanza would be an interesting clash, wouldn't it? And now it's time then for our main event of the evening. A fatal 4-way Extreme Rules match. Sami Callihan versus Eddie Guerrero versus Chris Jericho versus Rey Mysterio. The winner will join both Sting and Jake Roberts at Shabby Mania to fight it out for the television championship. And here we go. Now this will be an interesting one, this one. Like I said, last week we had the retro Fatal 4-Way with Jake Roberts, Savage, Luger and Steamboat. This week we've got the, well, as I say, current, it's not really current, is it? It's more of a Attitude Era style version with Sami Callihan involved. So we've got Guerrero, Jericho, Mysterio, and then of course Sami Callihan as a sort of wild card in there, really. But Guerrero's going to be interesting in this one. We're gonna not watch the whole entrance because we don't need to. We've got 4 people, don't we? There we go. We'll watch a bit of each entrance. So joining Guerrero in the ring, break the walls down. Good old Jericho. He's had such a... Now, Jericho is the opposite to what I was saying about Goldberg. Goldberg came back and, for me, sort of destroyed part of his legacy. He's built a legacy with a bunch of younger people that never really knew who Goldberg was originally. But the people that remember Goldberg as Goldberg back in the day, for me, he's just sort of... He's gone down in my estimations. However, Jericho's recent run in the WWE, for me, possibly was his best ever run in the WWE. I've never been a massive Jericho fan, I'll admit that. I'd liked him, but I've never been a massive Jericho fan until this recent run. This recent run has been just outstanding for Jericho. It really has. But there we go. I'm looking forward to this. I'm really looking forward to this one. So that's Jericho. Next. Next up is going to be... Ray? No. Callihan. Sami? Are you there? Now, I really like to utilise Sami Callihan. He is there. I'd like to utilise Sami Callihan next year with the Chris brothers. But as I've mentioned in the past, the Chris brothers have not been easy to get a hold of. I've looked for them on the last 2 or 3 previous games, because I've seen a lot of them in Combat Zone Wrestling. I was a big fan of them in Combat Zone Wrestling, actually. Then they started working PWG earlier this year, and I thought, okay, if they're working PWG, maybe someone's created them. Still no. But now, of course, they're working for Global Force Wrestling, and they're the Global Force Wrestling Tag Team Champions. So hopefully, in 2K18, the Chris brothers will be available, which means that we can create the OI4K stable alongside Sami Callihan, which is what I would love to do in 2K18. And of course, Sami would love to be the television champion moving into 2K18 as well, wouldn't he? And last but not least then, Mr. Lucha himself, Rey Mysterio. Like I said, this man, Rey Mysterio, will go one-on-one against Matanza Cueto next week on Mayhem. That'll be your last episode of Mayhem before Shabby Mania as well next week. But he's got a great chance then, Mysterio, to be part of this. To be part of... Actually, Rey's booked. Solid. Because if Rey does not win this match and doesn't go to Shabby Mania to face off again... If Rey and Guerrero don't win this match... That's a big if, actually, isn't it? Yeah, well, if Rey doesn't win this match, then he'll go on to Shabby Mania to face off against... I mean, we've got it sorted, I think. We've got it sorted, actually. I've just realised that I may have... Well, PJ Tommy may have double-booked a few people, but we can sort that out as time goes forward. He's booked a few... Well, he's picked a few dream matches for Shabby Mania that might not happen because of the winners of certain matches, certain number 1 contendership matches. So here we go then, Rey Mysterio, Sami Callihan, Eddie Guerrero and Chris Jericho all battle out to join Sting and the other guy, Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins? Yeah, Seth Rollins. Nope. Jake Roberts. Sting and Jake Roberts. That's it. These 4 guys battle to face off against Sting and Jake Roberts at Shabby Mania for the television championship. I got it right. Callihan now dropping a leg drop right across the arm of Jericho. And a boot across the chest as well. Callihan bringing Jericho back up. And over the top he goes, crashing to the ground below. DDT there by Guerrero on Rey Mysterio, middle of the ring. As Callihan and Jericho fight on the outside. Running dropkick by Mysterio. Who's now heading up top. Into an elbow drop on Guerrero. Now they seem to have changed the way that Fatal 4-Ways work on this game. Because this is how it did work early on. When it very first came out, 2 people fight inside, 2 people fight outside. And I liked it that way. But I think they must have changed it in a patch somewhere. Because I liked it that way, but it didn't make a lot of sense. Because only the people inside the ring could win the match, of course. So that's why I used to do a lot of Fatal 4-Way Falls Count Anywhere matches. However, I think they changed it slightly, and it's a little bit more inside the ring now. Most of the time, the 4 guys will be inside the ring, and just the people that have taken damage will roll outside. But at the moment, we seem to be split off into 2 separate fights again, which is good. Guerrero with a pin on Mysterio. Only a 2 count, but Jericho was in there anyway to get there and break it up. And Callihan in there now as well. Callihan sending Jericho into the corner. Oh, and Guerrero manages to catch him with the running dropkick. Nice kick to the back of the head there by Callihan on Rey Mysterio. Callihan boot in the gut of Guerrero now running. No, he went for the 1%er. I thought he was going for the running dropkick, but the headlock driver, middle of the ring. 1, 2. Oh, I need a 2 count. Wow. Sami Callihan almost getting himself a position there at Shabby Mania for the television championship. Now, like I said, I think if no matter who wins this match, the other 3 guys will still probably appear at Shabby Mania anyway. So I don't think it's a massive... It'll be a massive loss because they're not going to be able to go for the championship, but they'll be able to get into that big finale show anyway. But of course, the winner doesn't just guarantee themselves a championship. Sorry, the winner at Shabby Mania doesn't just guarantee themselves a championship; they guarantee themselves a place on Mayhem as well. And if that's Guerrero who wins. Of course, the ruling is that anyone who wins, anyone who's a champion stays with the brand during the draft, and anyone who's aligned with the champion stays there as well. So if Guerrero was to win, then PJ would keep all 4 members of the Radicals in for 2K18, which would be interesting. It will be interesting, because I really want the Radicals in one of my brands, to be honest. There's the pin. 1, 2, only a 2 count. Callihan now elbows across the chest of Chris Jericho. Callihan now up on the top, and oh, Guerrero saw it coming, and Guerrero with the right hand just taking Callihan down. And Guerrero concentrating, Jericho, man, you've got a chance here. And Guerrero's concentrating here on Callihan. He went for the springboard splash and completely missed. What a donut. What an absolute donut. Jericho sending Callihan back into the ring. Guerrero catching Jericho now. Guerrero sending Mysterio into the corner as Jericho working over Callihan. What's Jericho got planned? Codebreaker on Callihan. Eddie Guerrero's up on the top rope. Referee's really slowed down. 1, 2. And Jericho... Oh, I thought Jericho had done it there. Guerrero caused a lot of damage to himself and Mysterio with that super backdrop. He wasn't going to get there, but Callihan just had just enough left in the tank to kick out. And now they now get up and catch Jericho in for the big Death Valley driver. Ray trying to catch Callihan unawares. Callihan reverses the suplex. Now Callihan, of course, if he can lock in a stretch muffler on Chris Jericho, that could be the end of Chris Jericho in this match. Callihan hooking Jericho in. What's he going for? Oh, underhook, pile driver. Mysterio and Guerrero's down the outside. There's the pin by Callihan. 1, 2. Oh, kicked out as well. This is insane. Guerrero, Mysterio dropping to the outside now. Jericho, the pathing on this game is immense. It really is. Jericho moonsault on Sami Callihan. There's the pin. 1, 2. Oh, Mysterio was too busy taunting to even realise what was going on there. Oh, is Ray... Oh my god, are we actually going to see the 619 for the first... No, we're not. We're actually not. I thought we were going to see the 619 there. Ray actually had him positioned in the correct place for once. Guerrero fighting back on Mysterio, and Callihan just moved Mysterio out the way, allowing Guerrero to fall flat on his face. What is Callihan here? Went for the super backdrop. Mysterio reversed it. Kicking the spine of Sami Callihan. Of course, both those guys currently working for Lucha Underground now. Drop kick by Mysterio. I think he caught a little bit of Callihan, but not enough. And Mysterio takes an L on that one by the looks of it. Jericho with a suplex. Guerrero now taking Ray up. Ray reversed into a DDT. Oh, Jericho almost in the victory over Sami Callihan. Ray now sending Guerrero to the outside, and Ray following Guerrero. If Jericho goes for the pin, Jericho, what are you bloody doing? Go for a pin! Oh my god, this game is so bloody broken. Why is Jericho not gone for a pin? That was absolutely terrible AI there. Jericho had that match won. He had that match done and dusted there. What is Jericho? Jericho's broken. Jericho's AI is completely bugged out in this match. There's a running bulldog on Sami Callihan on the outside. Mysterio for the running dropkick on Guerrero. Guerrero avoids it. Callihan now taking Jericho up into a powerbomb on the outside. As Ray taking Guerrero down with the pummeling punches there. What's Callihan doing? And Callihan just sending Ray across the ring. And again, just all the way down. Come on, guys. Callihan, thank you. Callihan sending Ray back into the ring. The match cannot be won on the outside. Callihan with a sledgehammer in the ring now as well. Guerrero's back in. Callihan can't decide whether he wants that sledgehammer or not, so picks it up and puts it down a few times. Callihan taking Guerrero up on his shoulder. Death Valley driver onto the sledgehammer. Mysterio and Jericho on the outside fighting. There's the pin. 1, 2. Oh, God, he's kicked out again. How are you kicking out of this? It's frog splash to the back of Guerrero. Jericho sending Mysterio to the outside as once again Callihan taking Guerrero up into the underhook pile driver. It's folding Guerrero in half. There's the pin. 1, 2. Jericho saw it too late and Guerrero's kicked out again. Wow. I cannot believe Guerrero's kicking out of this. I really can't. Big splash there by Callihan on Guerrero. And again, Guerrero kicks out. I could not believe this match is good as long as it is. It's been a really good match. It's been a top match series quality match, surely. You guys will have to let me know if you agree with me or not, but it has been really up there. Running knee strike in the corner there by Callihan, followed up by the running bulldog. What has Callihan got? Can he finish off Rey Mysterio here? Ray now folding the legs of Callihan. Brings him in, stamps him face first into the mat. Ray gets caught with a jawbreaker. Jericho now rolling Ray over, looking for the walls of Jericho. There it is, the walls of Jericho. Callihan needs to break this up. Why is he not breaking this up, Callihan? And now he does break it up. As Guerrero sending Callihan to the outside. Jericho working over Mysterio's leg still. And Jericho again rolls him over into the walls of Jericho. Is Ray going to tap? Is Ray going to tap out? Ray does tap out and Chris Jericho's victorious. We've got Sting versus Jake the Snake Roberts versus Chris Jericho at Shabby Mania for the television championship. And what a match that was. That's definitely going to go in our best match series, surely. Again, you guys will have to let me know if you agree with that one, but I'm more than happy for that to go in the best match series. That backdrop there by Callihan on Jericho. It all worked out pretty well in the end for them, didn't it? Jericho, there's the code breaker on Callihan. And it was very back and forth. I thought that was going to be it. I really did. It was so close to being it. And again, this as well. The Death Valley driver into the turnbuckle by Sami Callihan. Again, not enough. Callihan again with a big splash. And you just saw Jericho and Ray both just watch that big splash. So Ray got the ball. He got the head scissors onto the ropes a few times in the match. We've never seen him do that in the past in SWE. He's always missed that. But this time he did get it, but he didn't actually go for the 619 afterwards for some bizarre reason. I don't know why. It's weird, isn't it? And that was it. Enough for the tap out there from Jericho. The second walls of Jericho he'd locked in on Mysterio in a short period of time, and it was just too much for him. So there we go, guys. That is the end of this episode of Mayhem. I hope you have enjoyed it. Of course, if you have, that nice little thumbs up button's just below there. And of course, if you are new around here and you want to see some more, if you've got this far, you probably already subscribed. But if you're not, then do hit that subscribe button. I would love you to hit that subscribe button. I've been Shabby Gamer. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Tomorrow, actually, I think it's going to be now, for our next episode of SWE. It's going to be Octane. Bye.